another month has ended, and that's why I'm happy to share with you my last month's passive income I got from all my dividends, interest, as well as cashback from my various apps and platforms I'm using. So without further ado, let's get started. So to kick things off, let's look at my dividend portfolio. At the moment, I'm edging closer to the 30K mark, and my annual dividends are getting closer to a 4-figure, currently at 830, and it used to be obviously much less. I just really started this year to really seriously dedicate myself to dividend investing, and yeah, right now my P&L is down a little bit, but I'm quite happy with this. This obviously will fluctuate. Last time I did this, it was in the green, but that's normal, right? I'm a long-term investor, and I'm really looking to grow my overall portfolio and of course my annual dividends, ideally monthly dividends in the future. But yeah, overall I'm happy that I kept contributing to my portfolio as I do every single week. So with this, let's jump over to dividends. By the way, in case you're wondering, I'm using a tool called Dividend Watch, which I connect with my broker of choice, which is Interactive Brokers, and you can find all the links in the description below if you want to sign up. Helps out the channel a lot. Then I'm going to click into dividends, and then I can see over here how much I earned in the month of September. And as you can see over here, it was actually a pretty good month. So far, the best month I had, in fact, 81 euros. Now, that might still seem like a small amount, but if I go back just a little bit, as I said at the beginning of the year, I literally got nothing in January, then 163, then 45, 9 euros, 47, 61, 29, 24, and now 81. You can already see that compounding dividend snowball to start getting bigger. So that's really good. And yeah, despite the figure still being small, I'm really happy with that. And here you can see the various companies that have paid me a dividend. The first one being Pfizer, which paid me in total 17 euros. So that's very good. I'm actually quite excited to increase my position in Pfizer. Right now, it's really going downhill, the stock. And I'm really excited to load more up on it because I think long-term, they're definitely going to come back. And the dividend yield is actually getting really quite attractive. If I click into this over here, you can see right now they have a dividend yield of 4.79%. So really quite attractive, I must say. So yeah, definitely going to continue investing into them. Then my second pharma company I'm holding in my portfolio, funnily enough, they both paid at the same time their dividends. But actually, that's a quite small position I have here. And you can see in the dividend only €1.84. And right now, I'm not really planning to add too much into this. Also, the dividend yield actually is really low at 3%. So for me, that's not really attractive right now. Even if I keep my cash with a lot of brokers, I'm getting more than 3%. So right now, I'm not really too excited about Johnson & Johnson, even though they have an amazing track record and a very, very solid company, but just not the company I want to invest more of. Then I have my biggest position, which is actually my S&P 500 holding, which I buy through the Vanguard VUSA ETF. And that paid me a whopping 35 euros. So that's really good. That comes on a quarterly basis, even though the dividend yield is rather low on that ETF. Currently, I believe it's only 1.32%. So it's really low, but since my position in it is quite large, it actually does add up to quite a sizable number. Then, of course, Realty Income, my favorite REIT of choice, that pays me a monthly dividend. That's really good because all the others you see over here pay me a quarterly dividend. Realty Income is the only stock that actually pays me a monthly dividend, which is really nice and kept on growing every single month. Now you see it's already 13 euros. If I just go out to October, obviously I'll get a monthly dividend. You can see Realty Income already went up to 16 euros because during the months of September, I kept adding position into it. So really nice to see and definitely stable income that I'm getting every single month. And lastly, we have, how else could it be, BlackRock, one of my favorite stocks and global companies. I know they've recently been a lot in the press and social media, not for the best of reasons. People always make up their own stories about it, but take it for what it is. Right now, they still paid me almost 15 euros, so I'm definitely continuing to dollar cost average into them, even though the dividend yield right now is only 3.16%. But for such a strong company, I'm happy with this because I think long-term, the growth of the stock price plus the dividend increases will definitely make up for this rather low dividend yield at this stage. So yeah, definitely very happy with this. Looking ahead for the last quarter, with October a little bit less, then November, and lastly December, which will actually be the highest ever dividend month I'm going to be having in the entire year. And hopefully, if I continue investing into more stocks, by then I will reach the first time a 3-figure dividend income in a month. So obviously crossing 100 euros per month, which eventually would also, if I continue this, lead me to over 4 figures of annual dividend income. That's the goal. I'll keep at it and keep dollar cost averaging every single week because consistency and time in the market always beats trying to time the market. And I'm really happy with this. I'm a long-term growth investor. I don't need to get worried when the markets go down. That's my portfolio over here at Seeking Alpha. I jump into this when I have a day like this, as you can see over here. This is all my stocks that I'm having in my Interactive Brokers account, and most of them are red. I mean, Blackstone down 3.42%, BlackRock down 2.26%, Morgan Stanley down 2.39%, Vici down 2%. Honestly, probably after this video, I'm definitely gonna go shopping as I haven't bought my stocks this week. And yeah, that really makes me happy as a long-term investor because I know these are solid companies that are gonna come back in the long term. But at the same time, the price goes down, the dividend yield therefore goes also up, makes me a happy investor, and Black Friday this year definitely came early. Right, with this, let me share with you the cashback I made in the month of September using my Revolut Ultra Pro plan, because in most of the transactions I have been using my Pro card, and if you're on the Ultra plan, you're actually going to get 1.2% cashback on pretty much most transactions. So that actually starts adding up quite nicely. And yeah, let's see how much I earned in the last month in terms of cashback. So you can see here my lifetime cashback I earned with Revolut is 378 euros. If I go into breakdown, you can see here for last month I earned Pro cashback of 30 euros. So that's really not too bad, because right now I end up paying 45 euros per month to have Revolut Ultra. So that way I'm only short 15 euros and I make more than up for this with having subscription to Financial Times, getting a free VPN with NordVPN, free air lounge access, and recently I went to Berlin and used a WeWork free of charge as well, which is normally 35 euros. So definitely a lot of benefits on top of it, all for just 15 euros in a way, if I subtract the cashback. So for me, it's really worth it. And I haven't spent that much last month. If I spend even more, then obviously that cashback would add up even more. And there's no limit to it. In case you're running a lot of ads, for example, for your agency, what have you, you could use a Pro card for that and get the 1.2% cashback on top of the ad spend. So that really can start add up nicely. And while we're on the topic of Revolut, one cool thing that I finally got access to are their savings account, which other countries had already access to, but sadly in Lithuania and other countries we didn't, but finally we do. So now, beginning of October, I got access to it and I started playing with it. As you can see right now, on my USD that I'm having in my account, I'm getting 5.37% interest, obviously that's per year, paid to me daily. And on my Euro account, 3.92%, which is still so much better than in my bank where I'm getting a big fat zero. So I really love that. And I just actually did a transfer today. So once you go into one account, you will see over here, you will see earned per month, earned all time, and that is paid daily. So it's really nice. You can see all the transactions over here. You can add anytime you want, you can withdraw anytime you want. So it's really cool. And hopefully tomorrow I will see the first dollars rolling in here in terms of interest, because anyways, I kept that amount just sitting idly in my Revolut account previously, because I used that money to then send to my Interactive Brokers account to buy my US stocks with. And now they just sit here anyways, but in the meantime, keep accumulating that sweet interest. So I really enjoyed it. And definitely I would transfer some of my funds from Trading 212, which I currently have quite a bit of money sitting there as well, into Revolut, because here it's significantly higher interest than I'm getting at Trading 212. I believe it's 1.5% on my euros. So definitely much more attractive over here. So yeah, if you haven't tried it out, definitely Revolut is another great option to get some more interest on your cash. So with this, let's move to the interest income that I earned in the month of September. Starting with Trading 212. As I just mentioned, that's probably the lowest interest I'm getting across all the different banks. Still better than zero at my local bank account. But yeah, 1.5% in these times is not that impressive. Still, last month I earned 22 euros with it. But most likely tomorrow, after I've seen Revolut paying me my interest, I will transfer the entire amount from Trading 212 into my Revolut account, because obviously it's significantly higher interest. And yeah, for that, it's just not worth to have it sitting here. But that's what I earned last month, 22 euros, still better than nothing. Then we move to the second of my 3 interest-paying accounts, and that's with Lightyear. Lightyear is an amazing app and broker that allows you to buy ETFs completely commission-free, one of the cleanest and nicest interfaces, and really love it. I definitely recommend it. Check it out. If you haven't tried them yet, then use my link in the description below with the code KAI10, and you'll get $10 to get you started on your investing journey. So you can see the total amount I have right now in my account and the interest of 3.25% that I'm getting, and you'll be paid that interest on a monthly basis, even though it accrues daily, but it's paid out to you on a monthly basis. So last month I earned 56 euros from Lightyear just by keeping my money here. So that's really not too bad. And yeah, if you add it up, 56 plus the 20, that's already around 80 euros I just got from 2 of my apps. With this, we come to the last app that I've been using in the month of September, and that is Trade Republic. So if I go ahead and open it up over here, you will see that in the month of September I earned 80 euros in interest, and that's only with a 2% interest rate. Now, obviously, I have a slightly higher amount over here. So that means in total, my interest for last month was 150 euros, actually even more than my dividends. So really not too bad. So if I add up my dividends, cashback, and interest payment, in total, it comes to just over 260 euros in a single month. Of course, it's not life-changing money, but just to get it purely passively is really quite nice. I didn't have to do anything for it. Obviously, I needed a capital to get interest, but it's definitely nice to see how you can use money to make more money with it. And even even gets better because Trade Republic has just increased their interest rates from the 1st of October from 2% to 4%. So 100% increase in interest rates, meaning previously I earned 80 euros a month on 2%. That means at the end of October, I will earn at 4% 160 euros in interest rates from Trade Republic alone. I mean, that's really mind-boggling in pure interest, and that's really cool. Plus the fact that I will shift some of the lower interest pays from Trading 212 to Revolut. I will be looking at well over 200 euros in a single month just from pure interest income, which is really not too shabby when you think about it. And if you haven't signed up to them yet, use my link in the description below and you'll get a free bonus share to get you started. Stay healthy, get wealthy, and I see you in the next one. Ciao!